The New York Knicks and Detroit Pistons have agreed to do a trade in which the Pistons will receive Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, and two future second round picks from the New York Knicks. The Knicks will receive Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic. I'm fumbling the name. Bojan Bogdanovic. So they've got Alex Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. I have to say, this is a really good trade for the Knicks. It's not a blockbuster trade, obviously. None of these guys are stars, but the Knicks acquired some really good depth, I would say, in this trade when you look at it. The main guy they gave up in this trade, if we're being honest, is Quentin Grimes. And when you look at Quentin Grimes' numbers, they're not good. They're subpar, I would say, for a perimeter player. He was only averaging 7.3 points per game on 39 overall from the field and 36 from three. Now, let's look at who the Knicks acquired at Alex Burks. I don't think his numbers are that great either, but it's still a pretty good trade for the Knicks when they replace Grimes with Burks. Burks is averaging 12.6 points, 39 overall from the field, but he's shooting 40 from three, which is very good. So despite his bad overall shooting percentage, his 3-point percentage is very high, which is something that'll definitely help the Knicks when it comes to spacing out the floor. So off the bat, he replaces Quentin Grimes, and I would say he's an upgrade from Quentin Grimes. And then you have the prize of Bojan Bogdanovic. He has put up really good numbers for the Pistons this year. Let me just pull them up. So this year he's averaging 20.2 points per game on overall close to 47% overall from the field, 41% from three. So he's putting up really good numbers. Granted, the Pistons are a very bad team, but he's a great pickup for the Knicks when you look at the depth chart, what he adds off the bench. This is a guy who's always been a very good offensive player. He can get you probably a good 14 to 15 off the bench. Now the Knicks, I've heard, are going to make him their sixth man. That adds great depth. Then you have Alex Burks, just another solid pickup. And you look at what the Knicks lost. They didn't really lose anybody. Quentin Grimes, I felt, was a dud when it came to developing him, and he just didn't pan out well for them. And then you look at the other guys they got rid of. Malachi Flynn, he wasn't doing anything for the Knicks. He hardly ever played. And Fournier, they had given up on about, I think, a year or two ago. He wasn't playing. So they basically really only gave up 2 second-round picks. And I feel second-round picks are usually trashed for the most part. Most of them don't pan out anyways. So the Knicks really didn't give up anything, but they were able to add depth to their team, which I think is great for the Knicks. It could definitely help them during the playoffs. Obviously, it's not guaranteed to get them over the hump to get out of the East, but I feel these types of moves give them a fighting chance. It gives them a chance to pull off an upset against maybe the Celtics or the Bucks or whoever is the other top teams in the East right now. But if you look at it, it's just a really good move for the Knicks. Also helps with all the injuries they've suffered right now to kind of keep them afloat until Julius Randle and OG comes back. So I really like this move for the Knicks. I think it's going to pay off for them this season. I haven't checked on how long these guys' contracts are. I don't think they are that long. But it also gives them flexibility in the future of what other moves they could possibly make this coming summer when it comes to free agency. So this was a great move by the Knicks. And for the Pistons, I just think this was a salary dump. It doesn't really move the needle for them at all, but there was no point in keeping these guys since they were veterans, and currently they're doing a long-term rebuild. And I say long-term because it could be a while before the Pistons are even halfway decent. So that's all I have to say about this move.